They say the best revenge is living well, but what if I told you there are 3 ancient spells that could make your ex question every decision they've ever made about leaving you? Before you roll your eyes and click away, hear me out, because what I'm about to share isn't about waving wands or casting curses. These are psychological enchantments that work on the deepest levels of human attraction and regret, and they're so effective that your ex might find themselves unable to stop thinking about what they lost. I've spent years studying the psychology behind breakups, reconciliation, and the mysterious forces that draw people back together. What I've discovered is that there are specific patterns, almost like spells, that consistently trigger feelings of longing and regret in former partners. These aren't manipulative tactics or desperate moves. They're sophisticated psychological strategies that tap into fundamental human nature. The first spell I want to teach you today is what I call the Phoenix transformation. This isn't about pretending to be someone you're not or putting on a fake persona. It's about becoming the most magnetic version of yourself in a way that creates genuine intrigue and admiration. When your ex sees this transformation, it creates a cognitive dissonance that's almost impossible to ignore. Here's how the Phoenix transformation works. During relationships, we often become comfortable versions of ourselves. We might neglect certain interests, stop pursuing personal goals, or lose touch with the qualities that made us attractive in the first place. The Phoenix transformation is about rediscovering and amplifying those dormant aspects of your personality while adding new dimensions that weren't there before. Start by identifying 3 things you've always wanted to try but never did while you were together. Maybe it's learning a new language, taking up photography, or joining a hiking group. The key is choosing activities that genuinely excite you and will naturally enhance your confidence and social circle. When you pursue these interests authentically, you begin radiating an energy that's incredibly attractive. The psychological mechanism at work here is called the contrast principle. Your ex has a mental image of who you were during the relationship. When they encounter evidence of your growth and positive changes, it creates a stark contrast that forces them to reevaluate their decision to leave. They start wondering if they gave up on your potential too early. But here's the crucial part of this spell. You cannot do this transformation with the intention of getting your ex back. That desperation energy will poison the entire process. You must genuinely commit to becoming better for yourself. Paradoxically, this authentic self-improvement is exactly what makes the spell so powerful. The second spell is called the Curiosity Gap Enchantment. This technique leverages one of the most powerful forces in human psychology, our inability to resist incomplete information. Your ex left thinking they knew everything about you and your story together. This spell introduces mysterious elements that make them question that certainty. The foundation of this enchantment is selective visibility. Instead of completely disappearing from their awareness or overwhelming them with your presence, you create carefully timed glimpses into your new life that leave them wanting more information. This might involve posting intriguing social media content that hints at exciting developments without revealing details, or having mutual friends casually mention interesting things you're doing. The key to making this work is subtlety and authenticity. You're not creating fake scenarios or trying to make your ex jealous. Instead, you're living a genuinely interesting life and allowing small pieces of that story to reach them naturally. Maybe you start learning salsa dancing and post a photo of your dance shoes with a caption about stepping out of your comfort zone. Or you begin volunteering for a cause you care about and share a meaningful moment from that experience. This creates what psychologists call the Zeigarnik effect, where incomplete or interrupted information stays active in our minds much longer than complete stories. Your ex will find themselves wondering about the details of your new adventures, and that curiosity can quickly transform into longing and regret about not being part of your journey. The timing of these glimpses is crucial. They should be spaced far enough apart that each one feels like discovery rather than a campaign. Think of it as dropping breadcrumbs that lead your ex to realize how much they're missing out on by not being in your life. The third and most powerful spell is the emotional time travel technique. This enchantment works by strategically triggering positive memories while simultaneously demonstrating how much you've grown since those experiences. It's like showing your ex a preview of what an upgraded version of your relationship could look like. This technique requires careful planning and perfect execution. You'll identify specific positive memories you shared with your ex, but instead of dwelling on nostalgia, you'll create new experiences that echo those memories while showcasing your personal development. For example, if you both loved trying new restaurants together, you might start exploring culinary adventures solo or with friends, developing a sophisticated palate and knowledge about food. The psychological principle behind this spell is called reconstructive memory. Every time we recall a memory, we actually change it slightly. By creating new experiences that parallel your old ones, you're subtly influencing how your ex remembers your time together. They begin to see patterns of compatibility and shared interests, while simultaneously recognizing that you've evolved beyond who you were during the relationship. The most effective way to implement this technique is through what I call strategic storytelling. When opportunities arise naturally through mutual friends or social situations, you share stories about your new experiences that subtly reference the interests and values you once shared. You're not directly mentioning your ex or your relationship, but you're painting a picture of someone who has retained the best qualities they fell in love with while developing new depths and capabilities. Now here's something crucial that ties all three spells together. These techniques work because they address the fundamental reasons why people experience regret after breakups. Your ex left because something wasn't working in the relationship dynamic. Maybe they felt you had stopped growing, or perhaps the relationship had become predictable and unstimulating, or they couldn't envision a future where you both continued evolving together. These spells directly address those concerns by demonstrating growth, mystery, and enhanced compatibility. But they only work if you're genuinely committed to becoming a better person, regardless of whether your ex comes back. The moment you start performing these behaviors just to win someone back, you lose the authentic energy that makes them effective. There's also an important ethical consideration here. These aren't manipulation tactics designed to trap someone in an unhealthy relationship. They're personal development strategies that make you more attractive to anyone, not just your ex. If your ex does start showing renewed interest, it should be because you've genuinely become someone worth being with again, not because you've tricked them somehow. The timeline for these spells varies greatly depending on your specific situation, but most people start seeing some kind of response within 2 to 3 months of consistent application. Some notice changes sooner, others need more time. The key is patience and genuine commitment to the process rather than fixation on specific outcomes. Remember that these spells might work too well. You might find that as you implement them, you discover you've outgrown your desire to reconcile with your ex. Personal growth has a way of clarifying what we actually want versus what we think we want. Many people who start this journey to win back an ex end up realizing they deserve something better. The real magic isn't in making your ex regret leaving you. The real magic is in becoming someone so compelling, confident, and genuinely attractive that whether they come back or not becomes irrelevant because you know you can create amazing connections with anyone who recognizes your worth. These 3 spells work because they transform you into someone who doesn't need anyone else to complete them. And paradoxically, that's exactly the kind of person others want to be around. So cast these spells wisely, cast them authentically, and prepare to be amazed by the transformation that occurs not just in how others see you, but in how you see yourself.